So one thing I just want to mention is that now I'm gonna be doing live streams on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday instead of every day of the week. That just makes it easier to uh, have more to talk about, um, and it just doesn't really make sense to do it every single day. So doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday makes much more sense. And hopefully the internet isn't too bad today, but we'll see. But this is going to be a pretty short live stream. I just wanted to talk about two examples of why men don't give up and why you shouldn't give up. And the first one is pretty funny because it actually involves this guy. He was one of the first great men I did on the podcast. He was one of the first videos of great men on the podcast, and his name is Jack Churchill. Jack Churchill fought in World War II. He was Scottish, I believe. It's been a long time since I made that video. Over a year. Maybe 2 years now. Yeah, I think 2 years. And so, or I guess a year and a half. So I don't really remember too much of it, but I think he was Scottish. And throughout his life, he was absolutely a great man. He did many different things. And his story in World War II is just hilarious because it's insane. I mean, he charged the beaches with a sword and bagpipes. He had the sword out, screaming, charging a beach. That's what he did. While all these guys are shooting at him, he's charging the beach with a sword and bagpipes. And at one point, he was hidden behind a rock and he didn't have any of his guys around him. One of the Germans threw a grenade, or he started playing the bagpipes, actually. He started playing the bagpipes while he was trapped behind this rock, and the Germans were surrounding him. So he started playing the bagpipes, just sitting there, calm. And then a German threw a grenade, and it didn't kill him, it just knocked him out. And then he ended up in a POW camp. Somehow, he managed to escape that camp. And he made it a good, I think it was a good 10 or 12 miles before he was uh, captured again. And then sent to another POW camp. And then he got out of that POW camp too. Now, I think the reason why Jack Churchill could just keep on going and didn't give up was because he was kind of crazy. That's definitely a big reason why he didn't give up. But I still think it's important because he was facing death. He was facing death and imprisonment for who knows how long. He could have been at that POW camp for a long time. Could have been at the first one for a long time. Could have been at the second one for a long time. But he didn't give up and he made it out of the war. And I believe he moved to Australia and started surfing. So he had a very, very strange life, but he didn't give up. And the second example that is definitely less funny but comes from the same time period is from Viktor Frankl. And this is important. You have to read his book, A Man's Search for Meaning. Because in that book, he talks about how you could always tell when someone was going to die. Because they would crawl into a corner and just sit there. And he knew that they were going to die. So he had all these people around him who were all starving and suffering, who didn't know if their family members were alive, who didn't know how long they were going to live. But as long as they didn't give up, their bodies could keep on going for a very, very long time. And I remember him talking about it in the book. He was talking about his wife, who I think was either still at home or was in a different camp. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I read that book. But he's thinking about his wife this entire time. He doesn't know if she's alive. he doesn't know if he's ever going to see her again. He's in this camp. He could die any day from starvation, or maybe they kill him. He's seeing people die all around him all day. And yet he just takes the time to realize what made people keep going and keep living. And I think that's very important. And one thing I've noticed from whether it's very successful men, in terms of financially successful men, or even the most broke but still great men, it's that they don't give up. Even on like the smallest of things, they don't give up. And my dad is actually helping me start a business. And I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I don't know how to sell things to people. I don't know how to write emails to people. None of that. I don't know how to think. I understand it just a little bit more, but I definitely didn't know how to think about how to best sell something to someone, how to get people what they need, something that could help them. And so it's very interesting to see how even just like super small things, if you just try a little harder, it can make things so much better. And not giving up, like not getting responses from people for 3 weeks in a row, or getting responses from people, but then you get one response and then they don't respond back. And that's happened many times. And it's frustrating because it's like, well, there's nothing to do about it. But yes, I just wanted to make this live stream quickly to talk about Jack Churchill and Viktor Frankl, and how great men definitely don't give up, ever. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see